Hi, sixth grade. Here we are back again, going to further work on our cacti. Okay, many of you, if not all of you, have had the opportunity to practice your cactus shapes, practice your cactus color choices, and then you have also chosen your favorite and drawn it large on that brown sheet of paper. I have been looking at your cacti and you are all doing amazingly well. Okay, it always surprises me how well you guys can follow directions and draw large, beautiful, accurate looking 3D cacti. So, well done there. Today we are back in our sketchbook. We're going to do a little bit of oil pastel practice today. And then next time I see you, we're going to talk about how that's going to work on our cacti that all have like strange arms going off random ways and leaves and, you got multiple bumps all together, right? So today we're just going to flip to that new page in the sketchbook. You're going to number the corner. Welcome to October, everyone. So it's 10 and then whatever the date is and then 20. And on this particular page, I want you to find your circle tracer. Hopefully you've got a roll of tape like I do. If not, something round that you can trace will work just fine. And I want you to trace on here 3 circles. And I'm going to do it in like a triangle. It doesn't have to be. However you can fit them on yours is fine. There we go. 3 circles, right? Next, we're doing oil pastel practice. And oil pastel practice would not be particularly good without some pastels. So these are my pastels. It's busted. They're here. All these lovely colors. Okay. For today, if you have your black pastel in this box, just so that you are tempted not to use it, please take it out and set it to the side. Nobody's using black. If you remember from last year, the black pastel covers up things. We don't want to cover anything up. We want to only show lights, mediums, and darks. Okay. I suggested the 16 color oil pastel set for all of you. If that is what you have, fantastic. If you have a larger one, great. Use whatever pastels, colors, sizes you have, except for black. Black is the bad guy. He's in detention over there. Okay. Circles. We're going to do a little bit of review on value. Okay, I talked about it briefly. I think it was last week, but value for us is incredibly important. And like I said, value is going to help our cacti look as 3D as possible. So for me, this is all today about value practice. And for those of you who are mildly confused, value is not in art what it's worth. So for us, value is how we create the bright spots and the shadows and all that shading and funness that we create with colors. Okay? So here we go. Today, value. Your job today is going to be to create 3 circles that all have a different light source. So I'm going to do one with you, but I'm going to put my sun right here. The sun is where light comes from for everybody. And for all of you, light travels in a straight line. Okay, that is a fact of science. So it can travel straight down, and then all these angles, it'll go out to the side. But when you hit like the sides of your circle, okay, based on wherever the sun is, this spot where the sun touches the side, where this diagonal line runs into the side of our circle, that spot on this side, and then this spot on that side, that is all of where the light is touching. So like if I were to connect these two things with a line, the top half is going to be real bright and the bottom half is going to be pretty dark. However, it is not like, oh, that's my light color, here's my dark color, and I'm done. Doesn't work that way. This line right here represents where the fade is. The line is where light stops hitting and it fades lighter that way and it fades darker this way. For us, we want to find a happy medium. So you can sort of think about it this way. This is where light is. This is blended. This is where dark starts. This is blended. And this is darker. And you don't really have super duper dark except for the smile. This little itty bitty edge. Okay, this is the darkest. So light, blended, blended, darker, darkest. And really there's a blended zone here and there's blended zones all the way across. So what does this actually look like when you do it? Most people, they think like, oh, well, there's a highlight. True, there's a highlight. The sun is straight above this. So that circle right there is white. I don't care what color you are coloring your sphere. If you're using blues, greens, purples, oranges, yellows, that circle is white. So I'm going to take my white, blast it all, it's dirty. And I'm going to color this circle white. Now, you don't draw the circle with pencil, right? That pencil line is going to be in the way, but I'm okay with it being here right now so that you can see what I'm doing. But I have colored within that circle white. Okay, once you've done that, you're more or less done with your white. Okay, then from here, whatever color combo you're choosing, you need to have a light color, a medium type color, and a dark color. So I'm going to use colors that are going to show up fairly well here. I hope. So let's do orange for our light color so that you can see when it blends with the white. We're going to do red for my medium color, and we'll do this awesome purple color for my dark color. Okay, so we have light, medium, and dark. I could have just as easily said that red's my light and purple's my medium, and this super dark purple is the dark. Okay, that's light compared to that. That's lighter compared to this. It's all about comparison. But I'm going to use orange, red, and purple. To start, you need to remember from last year, whenever you use oil pastels, you work from light to dark. You may reverse at some point and add a little bit more dark or a little bit more medium into your light or whatever, but always start light, medium, and dark. Start with light, go to dark. So I'm going to start with my orange and just give a base coat to everything. Start up here, and I'm going to go all the way to this blend line. That first initial like weird smile line where I said the sunlight stops, that is where I am coloring my orange to. Okay, base coat of orange. Then I'm going to take my red color and do from that line, let's go halfway to 2/3 of the way down what's left below the orange. And then this bottom area is obviously going to be my dark. Hopefully you also remember from last year that with oil pastel you want to use a goodly amount of it so that you have material to blend around. This is dehydrated paint, if you recall, and so you want to be able to push it around and blend it and mix it like paint. And you got to have enough there in order to be able to do that. So here we go. So I've got my base coats, and some of you might be sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, that's so dark. It's so solid in color. Yeah, but you know, just kind of is. I'm just blotting up some of these things that I don't necessarily want. You can either push them down or try and pick them up. It's your choice. Try not to flick them, even though, yeah, I just did. Okay, so I'm going to start on the orange again. Go back to my light color. I have orange up here and I got red down here. I want to try to go in between the two and spread them out. So I'm going to literally go up and down. I'm dragging the red up and that orange down. You want this area blended. And if you see, I'm kind of going as far up as the blended line here and as far down as the blended line that was there. I'm trying to, at least. Make sure you put a lot of color on here. I might need to bring some more red over this line. So I'm just lightly adding it and then going back in with my orange. And it's okay if this red comes up some. That's totally fine and normal because you can always add more orange, bring more orange down. You can also clean off your orange or whatever your light color is of the dark color so that you're not just spreading dark higher and higher and higher and higher. Okay, come down into that red. All right, and so now by going up and down and up and down and going back and forth between my colors, the edge of where that color started and stopped is starting to go away. If you have clumps of color in here that you don't want, blot them out, pick them up, scrape them off with a fingernail, whatever you need to, so that they're not there anymore. And then like, oh, I need some more orange in there. Okay. At this point, my orange is pretty good, all except for the very top. Where that white spot is, you kind of want to blend it out a little too. Oh, don't tell, I'm using white again. All right, not bad, not bad. Blending the white into the orange into the red. Let's get that red and purple talking to one another. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull that red down into the purple. Then I'm going to take that purple up into the red. Go back into my red so it doesn't get too dark. It's a lot of conversation between these things, going back and forth and back and forth. Now, this darkest edge I had before on the bottom. Ooh. Okay, this darkest edge down here that I wanted to keep purple, I still want to keep purple. So I'm just going to come down here and make sure that it stays that beautiful dark purple. If I really, really wanted to, oop, not that one, I could take this little slightly bit darker purple and just add it on the edge, just right along the bottom. Just to like show that as it goes underneath itself, it's going to get darker still. But again, that's just me being fancy pants now. You don't have to do things like that. But with a light source straight above, it's going to go down the circle, white to orange to red to purple, all blended together. It shouldn't have stripes of color. I made stripes to start, but I don't want to keep them for always. Okay. For these other two circles, I want you to change where the light source is. Okay. So maybe for this one, the sun is at an angle. It's coming this way. Maybe for this one, the sun is going up or going at it from the side. Okay, whatever two other directions you would like to try, do so on those two. Okay, I want to see at least 3 fully blended circles with 3 different light sources. All you need to do to designate your light source is just what I did here. You're going to draw a sun, and you're going to draw 1 arrow. That's it. Sun, 1 arrow. Sun, 1 arrow. done. I suggest changing colors each time just so that you don't use up your oil pastels. Especially like, say I wanted to make my cactus look like this next week. I don't want you to run out of any of these colors. So do one like that so you can practice, absolutely. And then do another one a different color and a third one a different color still. This paper will probably get messy. Your hands will probably get messy. I always get dirty right here, and that's okay. Oil pastel comes off with just soap and water. So I will try to let you guys get out of here fairly fast today so that you can wash, clean up after yourself before you have to go to your next class. Okay? That's it. 3 circles, 3 different highlights. Practice, practice, practice that blending. Okay? Go ahead. We're all good. When you have this, please photograph it and turn it in. Good work today. Bye.